the first story that we're going to talk about this week, it seems like we have been talking about Twitter all month.
Ad
Um,
nauseum.
all month. I mean, there's everything going. It's like, last week it's like, is this dude going to, do a hostile takeover? Then talking about Elon Musk, and then he launched one, and then there's a poison pill. But the tech story we want to talk about is the edit button. We talked about this a little bit last week, but it looks like some more details of how this thing might actually work are out.
Yeah, so let me get to my story. Yeah, so basically there are rumors basically swirling that when Twitter finally does institute the edit button, they are going to save the rest of your tweet history. So instead of actually being able
Removing.
to edit the original tweet and just change one tweet and put it back out there, they are going to basically you'll basically be rewriting your tweet. It'll you'll just seem like you're editing it, but you'll basically be rewriting it, and all of the previous versions of that tweet will be saved as well, which to me kind of defeats the purpose of being able to edit. I mean, I think people want to be able to erase whatever they did prior, especially people that are looking to do harm, people that have maybe threatened somebody,
Mhm.
or some other sort of abuse happening on the platform. They're looking to erase that thing so that there is no record of it being kept. But if in fact you save the tweet history, when you allow somebody to edit it, it opens up the door to basically sort of negate the whole reason that you wanted to edit it in the first place.
I kind of like this way though, because I always thought that the edit button should be more of a correct button. Like, so when do I want to edit? I can't spell for the life of me. So when I mistype somebody's name, or I'm trying to tag someone and I actually, oh wow, I got to go delete the entire post so I can actually get their Twitter account handle correct, which I do that all the time.
Mhm.
um this is kind of nice for that, and I don't care if somebody wants to actually click. Maybe they didn't express how this is going to look, so maybe it'll be like a little tick that you can press and you can then go in and see the additional tweets. I would hope that it's not just going to be just another tweet, because like you said, that kind of defeats the purpose if it's simply just another tweet. But my gut would tell me is that they would obfuscate it in some form or fashion, and you'd have to click maybe a little button to see what the edits were. If that's the case, I don't mind it at all, because I don't think people should be able to change their sentiment. If you actually go out there and say some crazy stuff, and then you think, you know what, I
Think
probably shouldn't
better
have
of
said
it.
that. You should just delete the tweet, because once people got it, they got it anyway. This is just something that allows you to go, oh no, I misspelled this person's name. I need to go fix it. Or I had this date wrong. I need to go put correct the date. That's to me what an edit button should be, just correcting
Right.
what you've already done, not giving you the ability to completely rearrange your thoughts and come out with a new tweet. There is something called the tweet button that you can use that for.
I only like this if the revision history is public. If the revision history is private and only me as the owner or the creator can only see it, or Twitter admin users, if something goes down and somebody needs to look at it for whatever reason, evidence or whatever the
Right.
case may be, I get it that Twitter programmers, engineers, whomever need to look at it. But if those are the only people that can look at it, I don't like it. If it's public and you can click on, like Rob said, you can click on some ellipses or more options or whatever and see the actual revision history, then I will be with it. But
See, I would be the
ultimately,
exact opposite. I
mm,
like, if I'm editing my tweet, it's because I want you to see the edited version. I don't want you to be able to see all the rest of, what I might have done before that. I'm like,
only if, like Rob said, if the sentiment changes. Like if you put something out like frogs are stupid, and then, 2 months later or
the
whatever, or
the
whatever comes like,
the lizard community comes after you.
right. Peter hits you up and then you change it to say, frogs, frog shoes are stupid. You know what I'm saying? To
Right.
change the sentiment of the actual tweet, then, I would want to be able to, as another person that's
To get
interested,
the
to
receipts.
either, yeah, to see the receipts.
Get the
Exactly.
receipts. Yeah. Saray asked a good question too. It didn't say in the article, Saray, that would the tweet be shown as edited. So, like on, I think on LinkedIn, if you edit a tweet, it shows that it's been edited, or at least to you. I don't know if it shows it to the public, but would there be some indication on the tweet that it was edited? And I think that would definitely be helpful.
I
So
think
you know
Facebook
that
does
there's
that
a
too.
chance.
If
Yeah,
I'm
I think Facebook does
I
it
think
too.
Facebook does.
But
So
that would be helpful to know that to at least know that it was edited in some way. But yeah, I don't know if I want my tweet history to be public to everybody, because I
well,
might have
just
thought
for
better and then that's the thing. So people don't get a chance to reconsider their opinions about things, or their
if it
feelings about
changes
things.
that much, do another tweet, or if you need to, delete the tweet. Because here's the thing: once you put it out, if somebody's looking at you like that, even if you do go back and edit it after the fact, they've got that tweet. They can see exactly what you initially wrote. We hear about it all the time
Oh yeah,
when
screenshot
somebody
the whole
tweeted
nine.
something and people screenshot it and they have it, and that becomes more viral than the actual tweet was. That doesn't change. This to me is just like, you made a mistake. You need to change the mistake. This gives you the ability to do it. But like I said, the concern that we had is that you're going to have someone that goes out and says X, Y, and Z, and you'll get a billion people that will retweet it and comment on it and all that kind of thing, because they are actually agreeing with X, Y, and Z. But then you go edit, and now it's Roman numerals 1, 2, and 3. That's very different. So would you want to be able to go and make that kind of edit and no one know that you've done that? I'm not down with that. But if you go and edit, no, I didn't mean X, Y, and Z. I actually meant like A period, B period, C period. I was just
I'm
using them as
torn.
placeholders for my list. That I'm kind of okay with.
I'm torn. And that's the other question too. If somebody, if 1,000 people retweeted it before you edited it, will their retweet show the edited
change,
version?
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so too.
But
that's
with
the
an
question.
indication that there was an edit.
Right.
With an indication
Right.
that there was an edit.
And this is probably why Twitter hadn't done this before now, because there's still just a lot of questions.
They have hundreds of millions of users. So this stuff, I think it was, is it Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google? I think that's his name, Eric Schmidt.
Yep.
He actually had a quote that anything we do at scale. And having a development, I understand that they're not just making a change. They have to worry about 10,000 customers that are going to be affected by it. They're making changes. They have to worry about Earth being affected by it. So when you're as big as Twitter or Google or Facebook, the changes that you make aren't things that you can just make relatively quickly. They do that sometimes, which makes you wonder, okay, if you could make this change this quickly for this, how come you couldn't make that change that quickly for that? But this is something that probably requires some engineering thought, and they have to just think about it. So
well,
go ahead.
Again, well, not again, but that I could really agree with that 100% if we were paying to use Twitter. Twitter's free. Now, I know a lot of other things have been built on top of it, and people have built reputations, and people have built systems, or whatever the case may be. But if Twitter was really like no or edit button and people complained, it's like, we using it for free. So ultimately, I think we're at the mercy with whatever Twitter decides to do. But I think Twitter knows, that, a lot of they culturally speaking, society even speaking wise, they have a lot of impact. So they probably just left the edit button alone just because of that fact. It's like, that's too much. There's too much water. We want to.
I imagine it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Right. We're giving y'all way too much for free.
This is not. Well, there's that. Well, here's the thing: the edit button is supposed to come to Twitter Blue first.
Yeah.
So that is their subscription service. And if I'm completely honest,
and that's why they get.
I don't have a problem with that, because the people who are paying for it should be the ones who get the get the cool features first. So I really don't have an issue with that.